So it's tea time, everybody, and if it's tea time, that means it's time for Tea Talks on Being Tamara Lee, and I am Tamara Lee Terry, Dr. Tamara Lee Terry, your inspirational lifestyle doc, and I am so excited about today's podcast. I'm bringing to you two people that you probably know who they are, right? If you've seen them out someplace, I'm sure if you like YouTube, they are social media royalty, YouTube sensations. Yes, they're still newlyweds. Chi-Towners turned ATL Towners, King of Handsome and Queen of Beautiful, power couple, Noe and Zandon. Give it up for them, everybody. Let's put your hands together for Noe and Zandon. Thank you for being a part of my podcast today. I am so excited that you guys are here. And I just want you to tell a little bit about yourself for the people that do not know you. I hear that you are from Chicago. Well, really, Bolingbrook, Illinois. But it's just like here, everybody, you know, everybody says that they're from Atlanta, whether they're from Lawrenceville or Duluth or Snellville or wherever you're from. Everybody says Atlanta, so everybody says Chicago. But I hear you guys are from a little old town called Bolingbrook, Illinois. And yes, we don't pronounce the S on Illinois. It's not Illinois, right, everybody? It's Illinois. So tell us, what was it like growing up in Bolingbrook, Illinois?
It was pretty fun. I moved from Bellwood, so it was a nice difference moving out to the suburbs. Yeah.
Definitely. I can chime in a little bit on that. So, moving from the city going to the Bolingbrook, that was wonderful for, everybody. Anybody that can move to Bolingbrook, you was happy at that time. I heard Bolingbrook is a little different now, but at the time when we were there, when we, were doing what we were doing, Bolingbrook was pretty much like a safe spot. Wasn't too much bad stuff going on. You can go outside and play things like that. But Bolingbrook is really where I was pretty much played all my sports. That's where I was getting into my sports at. Baseball is what I started with. From baseball, it turned into basketball, and from there, I just kept it going.
Did you ever back as a high schooler say, she's the one, that's the girl I'm gonna marry one day?
If you do watch our channel, make sure y'all tune in if you don't. But in the channel, we talk about it all the time. We talk about how we met in high school. She was 15 turning 16. Yeah, she was 15 turning 16. I was 17, I believe, at the time. Yeah, so when we met, it was just crazy. We were introduced from a mutual friend. And, when we seen each other at first, it was just like, okay, yeah, physically we know we like each other, but we don't know mentally how we would match or anything like that. Just kicking it after school every day, grew a stronger bond. And from there, we never thought of like anything as marriage or anything like that, just because of how young we are. We're young kids. We just, living life at that moment. So most of the time it was just, having a friend around you, having somebody to kick it with, things like that. It's crazy because of some of the situations that was going on at that time, in high school meeting each other, and then she had a birthday party coming up very soon. You want to talk about it?
So I had my 16th birthday party at the Bulls, to the United Center, and he was telling me, texting me that, I'll be up there too, but I didn't believe him, because, I just didn't believe him. And so after my dinner at the Cheesecake Factory, with me and my friends, we get to the United Center, and he texts me that he's here. Did you?
Yeah, I texted him, I'm here now.
Yeah, and so then I go out there to look for him, by the concession stand, and sure enough, who's walking through the crowd?
Now look, mind you, as she said before, we were living in Bolingbrook. Bolingbrook is about 35, 40 minutes away from the United Center. Yeah. As a 17-year-old kid with no car, she's thinking how are you going to get out here? What is going to let you get all the way out here to just come see me for my birthday?
Yeah. So to a random game.
Yes. But she didn't understand.
Made the effort.
Yeah, she didn't understand that I could get there. That's what, when I told her, make it there, or you'll see me. She didn't believe it, but she got to see it.
And that's when I said, oh, he must really like me to have
Oh,
showed
yeah.
up here.
You know, that's a very important point. You know, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, he says, many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. And he made the effort, as he said, as a 17-year-old without a car, to travel all the way, about 40 minutes car time, to travel all the way into the city because she was having her 16th birthday, and he wanted to let her know that she was important enough for him to be there. And she said by him doing that, that made her know he must really like me. So I say that because you hear guys, especially all the gurus that are talking to us women now, they say, ladies, don't waste your time. If the guy's not calling you, if the guy's not pursuing you, he's not interested. Because as men always go after what they want. They will let you know that you are the one that they want. So as she said, he let her know, oh, he must really like me because he made the effort to come. So that's a very important nugget for the ladies to take away tonight. Ladies, if he's not impressing you like that, if he's not going out of his way, he's not the one for you, you're not the one for him. You can just keep it moving and let the one find you who will treat you just like that. So, what do you guys do to keep the spark in the relationship? We live in a day and age where people are just so distracted by everything else that is going on. What do you guys do to make sure that you keep that spark there and you keep your relationship exciting?
I would say that we still keep our personal time, like that's very important. So he has his time on the game, and then that gives me time to sit there and watch my movies.
Wait, hold up. That's real love. Like, he has to have time on the game. Tell us about that.
Look, we ain't gotta go too much into it, but look, I definitely need my time on the game. If you don't know, I am one of these people when it comes to 2K. I'm really like that, you feel me? So definitely go ahead and check me out on there too. I got PS5, so you need to know you got something like that, go ahead and check it out. You can go ahead and see me. Promise you don't want to play me for the bread, but let's get back to it. But like she said, she give me my time. She definitely give me my time. I can play the game because I need my relaxing time. And I gotta have time to myself. She understands that because you work so hard. You focus all your energy on making money and making sure everything is all right for your household. But at the end of the day, you do need to rest. You can't just work all day.
Both of us get our separate time that we need.
Definitely, it's needed time. And one thing about it is, I think one of the things when she said, what do y'all do to keep y'all spark? I think that it is about, we stay normal. That's the thing. We stay with the normal stuff. So for us, it's not about holidays. It's about just doing things when you feel like it, doing things when you're having fun, doing things to make, each other feel better, things like that. It doesn't have to be a holiday.
So what do you think is the hardest part about being married?
Deciding what's for dinner every day.
Oh, man.
That's a big one.
That is a big one. If you don't know, well, you know now. That is a big one. You don't know. Because you got to understand, usually you will pick something for yourself and it's like, okay, I can go eat this. But now you got to think, okay, we kind of, you don't want to order things from different places. You don't want to go to different places to get things. So now you kind of have to be in a joint type of thing to get food.
Yeah. But he's like when we go out to restaurants, he only gets burgers and fries.
Oh,
So
that's
he just has to expand his food options.
One thing I always say, you can't mess up on burgers and fries. You can't mess up. If you mess up, you don't need to be back there. So I'm very trusting when it comes to burgers and fries. A lot of other food, I feel like it takes a lot of effort. You can mess up in, so I can't trust it for real. It gotta be, if I'm eating something different, it has to be cooked from home.
And he's gotten better at eating more foods at home. So that's
Healthy
good.
food at home?
Yeah. A nice combination
Healthy,
of them alive.
that's all she makes us do is eat healthy.
Does he help you cook?
It's rare, but I don't really want any help in the kitchen.
I'm not the big cooker. I'm not trying to cook. I can do everything else, but I'm not cooking.
Cooking is kind of like my relaxing time. Like I play my music,
Mine
my
too.
wine.
Cooking's very therapeutic.
Yeah, so that is my vibe, my time. Really.
That's pretty awesome. So now I want you guys to talk about a time when you felt that you were very challenged.
To answer your question, any challenging times in the relationship, in the marriage, to be honest, not really. I always, when I talk to people, I'm always talking about this. I'm always saying how I feel like the relationship that I have with her is a lot different from a relationship that you have with other people or how other couples have relationships. And you gotta understand that the same thing doesn't work for every relationship. One thing about us is we don't argue. That's just something we don't do. I'm not saying that, oh, we're not trying to argue or, oh, we're just going to shut up. And no, it's not that. It's just we don't argue. If she feels some type of way, she'll get out her point. I'm not going to say anything. I let it be what it is. We get over it. Same with me. If I feel some type of way, she let it be what it is, and we get over it. And that's the thing. But we have an understanding. We definitely have an understanding to it. So it's not just like, oh, we screwed it under the rug, but it's an understanding of, okay, this person likes this person don't like this.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a like we agree to disagree. So that's just how it's handled.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
That's very important too, and I think if more people could understand that you can disagree amicably without yelling and screaming at one another and still talk and have a decent conversation, to be able to disagree. It doesn't have to turn into a shouting match. I think you get more accomplished, just like the Word of God says, a soft answer, not something harsh and calling people out of their name, but it's a soft answer that turns away wrath. Because what happens when somebody's yelling and screaming, it only escalates into something else. So that's very, very good. So now I want to switch gears a little bit and let the audience know a little bit more about what you guys do with your channel. So whose brainchild was it to start a YouTube channel?
Like I always say, this is the mastermind behind everything. When it comes to YouTube, she is the mastermind. All I have to do is appear. That's it. She tells me, hey, you get in front of the camera, you be you, I'll take care of the rest. So whenever you guys see the editing, whenever you guys see anything about it, like the whole clip, it's all her. She is the one, and the crazy thing about it is, I'll give y'all a little story about the first video. So, she never told me she wanted to do YouTube. I never knew YouTube even was a thing. I never knew that we could be on YouTube. That's the thing about it. So yeah, with the first video that we had, she came one day, came and picked me up. She wanted to go somewhere, and she just told me that she wanted to start filming, and she had a camera. And no, did you have a phone? Yeah, you had your phone at the time, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, why is she just filming with her phone? I guess this is just something for memories. And I remember she just came pick me up, we started driving, and I don't recognize things like I should. And we talking normal, and she made sure she flipped her hair a certain kind of way so I can see her neck. And she put this makeup on her neck to make it look like a hickey. And so I'm talking normal to her, and as I'm talking, like I notice it. Like at mid sentence, I notice it, and I just lock on. So she noticed that I noticed it. So so knowing me, I'm not trying to make a scene. I'm not trying to cause a scene or anything. I grab her phone, I turn off the video, and I say, hey, I ask her, I say, what's going on? And so she started laughing, and I'm like, no, like what's going on? What is happening? Like she like, what you mean? I said, what's going on? So before I could tell, she hurry up and turn the phone back on to put the video back on, because I turned it off. And so I'm like, no, I'm for real. I'm like, I'm for real. Turn it off. She's like, why? I'm like, come on now. So I turned it back off, and I'm like, you have a hickey on your neck. So she laughed and this and that. Somehow I think she turned the video back on.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to her now about this picking on her neck, and to the point where she let me know that it was makeup. She ended up wiping it off and everything. I'm like, hold on. But that was the first one. That was the first one. I'm not gonna lie. We started. If you watch the older videos, you'll see we started with pranks. We were kids at the time. We started with pranks. They were very funny. As we get older, you know, we just start to show more about life now. So more about YouTube is just our life. So you'll see us going places, eating out, you know, vacations, things like that.
Yeah, and with basketball coming back up, we are going to be like going to the games, showing the bets that we're making.
We're very big on sports betting, just so you know.
And going to the games that we bet on, seeing if it wins. Yeah.
And so right now we're going to pause and we're going to view one of those clips that they do. Haven't already subscribed to their channel, you'll want to do that. You'll want to set your notification button so that when they are live, then you can definitely be the first one to get the new video that's being released. So
definitely make sure you tune in to that. You know, you don't want to miss it. I'm telling y'all now, if you don't know, now you know. This is X game right here. This is Noe game. You know, it's all types of challenges that used to be done. So you can pick a side if you want to, or you know, you can come with both of us. We love all.
So apart from YouTube, what's next for you guys? Where do you see your channel going?
Some people tell me I should be in the movies. Some tell me that, you know. But
I got an agent for you.
But
if you need one.
you know, I can't give these people all my time. I can't do it. I can't. But you know, I'll think about it. I'll think about it one day.
What about for you, Noe? Where do you see, since you are the mastermind, where do you see the channel going? I know you guys are starting to get recognized when you're in the airport. People sometimes will see you and come up to you and tell you you're their favorites, or you know, we've seen a couple of times around town where people came up to you, they recognized who you guys were. So you're starting to get that notoriety. Where do you see the channel going within the next 3 to 5 years?
I mean, really just like the new kind of sports route, sort of, but still showing our everyday life. Yeah, like we want to eventually be going to these games in the skyboxes or whatever, like getting paid to go to these skyboxes.
And definitely, you know, just to be for real though, with the channel, just making sure that the channel is growing more. And one thing about the channel, it's not about bringing in views. It's not about people subscribing. It's really about just us enjoying life. That's what it's really about. We want to enjoy life, and if you want to experience that with us, we wouldn't mind. To be honest, we would love it. So that's one thing about us with this channel, is really about documenting everything that we do in life. That way, you know, later on we have kids, they can see things too before they got here.
What advice would you give to people watching who maybe want to start their own channel? They just don't know where to start.
I would say just find out what your passion is. Maybe say you like fashion, do like one video about fashion. I would say have patience and make sure this is something that at first you're kind of just doing for fun, because it does take a while before you actually start making money from here. And I know like that's how a lot of people become discouraged, is they're thinking, oh, it's a quick payday or something, but it takes a lot to get there. So yeah, just have patience and actually enjoy the craft of making the videos.
I think that's very important, because anything takes diligence, and you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And to grow your audience, they have to see you, you know, a lot. They have to see you, because I know what they used to tell us in radio is we can never have dead air. And for those of you who don't know what dead air is when there's nothing going on. You have to always either be playing music or talking or commercial or something, because you never want to take the chance that somebody's scrolling trying to find a channel and you weren't saying anything. You let there be a momentary lapse where there was dead air. You could get fired for dead air. So you don't want to take that chance that somebody's looking for something and you were there, but they overlooked you because you were not there. So I think that's a very important part, to be consistent each and every week. If you set a time to say you're going to be on there, make sure that you're there so that the following can grow, because people will grow if they say, I know they're going to be on this particular time, let me go get my laughter fix, and I'm going to go watch their channel. Now that we're going into the fall, and sports are starting to really pick up, because you mentioned that you want to be doing some of these sports things. Do you understand the game of basketball and football, Lily, or do you just go along with him?
Not football, just basketball. The past season, I started doing some of the bets with him. So then I was actually watching the games. So I learned what players are horrible, who's gonna score every time that I need. So yeah.
It's crazy enough that the last finals that just happened, she watched more of it than me.
Oh, wow.
Yes, she watched more of the.
We gotta hook you up on football, girl. Football is such a crazy sport, but I love football. Absolutely love it. Except when I was in Chicago growing up, I was a cheerleader. We had to be out there, rain, sleet, and snow. And I remember there were times where it was just super duper cold out there, but we were out there. But you don't really think about it when you're just in the moment. But I could actually say I love watching sports because I understand. I understand football, I understand basketball, I understand baseball. Do you guys get into baseball pretty much? Because that's what we're really coming up on. Within the next 2 months will be the World Series.
Yep.
Yeah, I follow all sports, to be honest with you, because like I say, I do sports betting. When baseball was first starting, like this season, we started betting early on it, and we won like 2 weeks straight, just betting every day. So yeah, baseball I'm very familiar with. I got a couple of homeboys, they go to some of the games, they watch the games all the time, so they keep me up on knowledge of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just I'm very big on sports just because I used to play.
Okay, so then I have to just put it out there then, since y'all are the experts today on sports. Who do you see being in the World Series this year? Which teams?
Well, I cannot count out Ohtani. He plays for the Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers. Can't count him out. They're bringing more pieces in every day, so I feel like that's when he got it. I know he's not pitching this year, and that hurts him, but he'll be back because he had surgery and everything. But he'll be back next year. But I think they got it, to be honest. Baseball is very tricky. It's very tricky because last year I thought Atlanta Braves had it, and they did good all the way until the playoffs, and then they lost. So it's very tricky, but I'm still putting my money on the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are going to do what they got to do. So that's what I'm going with.
Well, who are they going to play against?
That I don't know. That I don't know. I can't tell you who they're going to play against, to be honest with you. I just think the Dodgers are going to win.
Maybe the Cubs.
I
Or
wish.
the White Sox?
You never know.
No.
Why is that
The reason that's funny is because the White Sox just got off of the longest losing record ever. The White Sox are horrible. They won't do good. The Cubs are horrible too this year. I'm not sure what's going on with both organizations.
Tell me what direction you're going to take your YouTubing in, being that you're going to be going to the games. Are you going to have a special section reserved where your fans can come and join you? Will you have some type of contest or something where people can come out and support you guys? They can get a meet and greet to get to meet you guys? Because I'm sure your fans are wanting to meet you guys. You've developed quite a following now.
That's a very great question, to be honest with you. I feel like that's pretty much up to you guys. If you guys, just hit us up, let us know, hey, we would love to come do a meet and greet. If we get enough people to come do the meet and greet, or you guys want to come just chill with us, we have a game one day, hey, we're very nice people, very polite, we just like to have fun. That's it. We like to have fun. So it's up to y'all. Reach out to us. Make sure subscribe to our channel. That way you'll know what games we're going to. Make sure that you comment. That way we can interact with you guys, so you guys can get one-on-one time with us, and that way you'll definitely know what we're doing. So hey, we're definitely, encouraging all to engage with us, and that way we'll know what day or what event or how you want to meet us.
Now I want you to share some information with your viewers of how they can partner with you. People that may want you to come out for booking an event just to make an appearance, or people that just may want to interact with you guys, maybe sponsorship, or have you promote their products as commercials during your program. How do they reach you?
So usually they reach out through our email, which is noeandzandon@gmail.com.
If you have difficulties, sending emails, anything like that, it's another way to get in contact with us. That is through Instagram. My Instagram is mtgcash with a K, so that's mtgkash. You can reach me.
And then our Instagram is noeandzandon.
That's awesome. Okay, so for our last segment, this is a little something that we do, and it's gonna be fun. So I want you to put on your thinking caps, and I want to see just how in sync both of you are, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 2 words, and then you're gonna say which one you prefer, okay? You've probably seen this. I know you guys have probably seen this before. Okay, so here we go. Rap or trap?
Trap.
Trap.
Cookies or cake?
Cookies.
Pop or soda?
Pop.
Okay, see, we from Chicago. It's pop, y'all, not soda. Chips or Doritos?
Chips.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
The pool or the ocean?
Ocean.
The city or the burbs?
City.
And is it Kool-Aid or juice?
Kool-Aid.
They are so in sync. Okay, how'd you guys do? Anyway, it's been such a blessing to have Noe and Zandon, our super YouTube sensational couple here with us today. And I have indeed enjoyed myself today spending time with you guys. To be so young, you are filled with a wealth of wisdom. And so I just want to say, you guys are coming up on your 2nd anniversary next week.
Yep.
What are you going to do to celebrate? You guys going to go out or anything?
We're either gonna go to like STK or Maggiano's.
Oh.
So we'll see.
That's going to be good times.
And she doesn't know that I'm taking her to Jupiter. This is just a surprise that has to be spoiled right now on this show, but I am taking her to Jupiter, y'all. Somewhere nobody ever been.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so in wrapping things up, what advice would you give to your viewing audience? And being such a young couple, you've had an opportunity now, being almost married for 2 years, to experience the ups and downs in a marriage. And it just goes without saying, I have to say this, that I admire you guys for taking that step in getting married. You know, we live in a society where people will try to sell you a bill of goods and say, that piece of paper is not that really important. When a baby is born, you don't leave the hospital without a birth certificate. When somebody dies, you don't get an insurance claim without a death certificate. When you start a job, they want to know where are your certification papers to allow you to do this particular job, right? But they always try to make people believe that it's not important to have a marriage license. Why is it important to have a marriage license? Because that is a contract, it is a covenant between you and your person and the both of you and God. And since God is the one who instituted marriage and made marriage what it is, it's saying to him, we are in covenant together. So it's very important. You know, I had a young friend, she's not too much older than you guys, and she was in a relationship with an older man for at least 10 years, I would say. And he died. And when she went to go collect on the things that he was due, they said, no, we don't recognize living with a person or a common law situation. You have to have your papers. All papers matter. So get your marriage certificate, your papers,
That's right.
because that's something that's very important. We all know who sold people on the bill of goods to make them think that it's not, but it is. So what advice would you guys leave our studio audience with now, being that you've been married for 2 years now, experienced the ups and downs of marriage? What would you say to them when they are at the roughest part and contemplating throwing in the towel?
Well, we have not experienced any kind of downs, so it's really been nothing but greatness. So I don't really know anything about things being too bad.
Be honest with you, you know, as a man, you don't really let your wife know what's going on because you want to keep peace within the house. You want her to keep peace because men and women, we handle things differently. So, you know, you have to keep that in mind. You don't just tell a woman the worst stuff that's going on. No, you go and handle it. So that's one thing. So no, they should never know. So it should always be peace in your house. But at the end of the day, too, to be honest, you know, the God we serve, he delivers everything that we need. So it's nothing that we really, I don't stress. I tell her now, we don't stress. We're not going to, you know, let anything become a burden towards us or split us apart or do anything to hinder what we have going on. So I just tell her, never stress. You know, God will get us through every situation that we're going through.
That is indeed words of wisdom. I like the fact that she feels like there's nothing that's ever been, you know, a trial. And he's saying, as a man, you protect her and you don't let her know that there's certain things that are going on because you don't want her to have that stress. You know, those are the kind of things that I remember about growing up with my parents. My father and my grandfather, they carried the weight of everything, and my mother and my grandmother never had a worry in the world, you know. And that's what I think real relationships are made of these days, you know. And I think going away from this conversation, if you can take anything with you, take these words of wisdom from these young people and get out of the way the world has begun to think about marriage. It isn't that way. It's not the way that God intended for it to be. He never intended for people to come together 50-50. He intended for people to come together being 100 and 100, and anything else they have to add is a fringe benefit or is, you know, is an asset. So once again, I want to thank all you guys for tuning in to Being Tamara Lee. I want to thank my guests, Noe and Xanda. Make sure you go over to their YouTube channel, subscribe, and set your notification buttons. And I want to thank you, the viewers, who have decided to give up your time and tune in with us today. May you all be blessed until the next time that we all meet again.